Hi everyone, in today's Better Money, we are answering your retirement questions. And we are here at the Johnson Brunetti headquarters outside in Wethersfield. And I'm joined by Joel Johnson, the managing partner here. Thank you so much for being with us.
It's great to be back, Kara.
Yeah, you know, as people are thinking toward end of year, there's a lot of questions here. And the first one is, if one was forced into retirement before being actually retirement ready, how do I maximize?
Yeah, which is happening a lot, right? We've got a lot of companies downsizing. We've had some big mergers here in the state. And so some people want to retire. Some people feel like they're going to get forced to retire. Some people, are just worried. There's this feeling in their company that, oh my goodness, there's going to be a bunch of layoffs and so on. So one of the things that they need to do is they need to make sure that obviously they've got all their ducks in a row, and they need to make sure they're maximizing all their benefits. What kind of health benefits are available? What kind of retirement benefits are available? So it's real important to either have a conversation with their HR person. The challenge there is they can't always get information out of HR. HR is not really supposed to give advice, or research things on your own, or make sure you talk to somebody that's a fiduciary to get the answers to all these questions.
Okay, and another question, how will I know when I have enough money to retire? Lots of people want to know that.
Yeah, they definitely want to know that, and this is where people really need to do an income analysis. Usually a good financial advisor, the only number they need is how much do you want to take home every month? How much money do you need in your pocket every month to be able to spend to support a lifestyle? Everything else they can calculate, they can factor in for inflation and all that. So that's the one number that people really need to figure out is, what do I want to be able to spend every month to support my lifestyle?
So another question is, I took all of my 401k in March when the market was tanking and rolled it into a traditional IRA. How long do I have to wait to move it to an IRA annuity or another kind of retirement account?
Yeah, so this is where people get a little confused. So an IRA, picture an IRA as a garage, and you own a garage and you can put any house you want, any car you want into it, right? You can put a Mercedes, you can put a Volkswagen, whatever you want to drive into that garage. So an IRA is just simply a place to house different investments. If somebody wants to buy stocks, mutual funds, an annuity, there's no restriction on how long somebody has to wait to do those things, because those are just investment tools inside this garage that we call the IRA. So people get a little confused on that, but an IRA is just the type of an account. That's all they should think of it as.
Right, and some people may have rolled over just because they are no longer with their company. So, but it's safe there, and you can decide how you want to use that money in that IRA.
Exactly.
As you go on. There's
right,
no time.
and what makes it safe or risky, Kara, is the actual investment, not the IRA itself.
Right. What are you invested in?
Right.
In the garage. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I have a 401k from a previous employment that's still active, but not having any contributions added to it. Should I move it into an IRA or something like that? I guess, should you roll it over?
Right. And so the big keys here are flexibility and control. When you roll over an old 401k into an IRA, you have more flexibility and control. Now, the fees might be different, so you've got to be careful of some other things like that. But clearly, when your money is in a 401k, the company is the client. They've designed that plan. When you move your money over into an IRA, you have control. You can change the way you take money out. You can change beneficiaries and so on. So for most people, they like the idea of flexibility and control, but you have to look at fees and things like that.
Okay. So ideally, if you are one of those people who now needs to roll over your 401k so you have more control, you should talk to someone like yourself or a professional, because there's lots of different kinds of vehicles in that IRA.
Right.
Some might be way better for you than what your company has.
Well, absolutely. You want to make sure you're talking to a fiduciary. Fiduciary is legally obligated to make sure they're acting in your best interest. So not all financial advisors or stockbrokers are fiduciaries. So that's important.
So
Ask if they're a fiduciary, and then make sure you're exploring all the options with that person.
Okay. And I know you like to take everyone's questions, but let me give everyone a little free hint here. You have a free offer, and if you're watching, you want more information, you have the Retirement Income Planning Checklist. This is a free booklet that people can have.
Yeah, it's a great book. It answers a whole lot of questions like the ones we've been talking about today. There are links to other resources and so on in the book. And what people really like about it is just written in plain English so everybody can understand. And it's the Retirement Income Planning Checklist to make sure your income in retirement is planned properly.
Yes, and we all like a checklist. So you can get this for free by going to bettermoneytv.com. That way, Joel and his team will send it right over to you. You can also ask more questions to be answered on a future date. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Joel.
It's great to be back with you, Kara. Thank you.
That's Better Money.